Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I am your host, Ilham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. The opening ceremony of the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue on the topic Dialogue for Peace and Global Security, Cooperation and Interconnectivity was held at Baku Convention Center on May 1st. President Ilham Aliyev received Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman Al Saud, Minister of Energy of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, received Yang Wanmin, President of the Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries. The head of state hailed the high level of Azerbaijan-China political relations and noted the significant revitalization in bilateral relations recently. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized the very active joint work in the transportation sector, highlighting the Trans-Caspian Transport Corridor as part of the Middle Corridor. The head of state praised the progress in terms of investment. Thus, Chinese companies are investing large amounts of capital in Azerbaijan. The head of state also mentioned ongoing consultations between Azerbaijan and China regarding the hosting of COP29 in the country. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized the broad humanitarian agenda and expressed confidence that Yang Wanmin's visit to Azerbaijan would contribute to the expansion of bilateral cooperation. Expressing gratitude for the reception, Yang Wanmin first conveyed the greetings and best wishes of Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, to President Ilham Aliyev. President Ilham Aliyev expressed gratitude for the greetings and asked Yang Wanmin to communicate his greetings to President Xi Jinping. Yang Wanmin highlighted that under the leadership of great leader Heydar Aliyev and today under President Ilham Aliyev, Azerbaijan has made significant development strides, achieved political stability, attained economic growth, improved the welfare of its population, and rightfully secured its place in the international arena. He noted that all these achievements have been possible as a result of the successful policies of great leader Heydar Aliyev and President Ilham Aliyev. Fondly recalling that he had previously sent a congratulatory letter on President Ilham Aliyev's victory in the presidential election, he described Ilham Aliyev's re-election as a manifestation of the Azerbaijani people's confidence in him and their optimism for the future. Yang Wanmin commended the steady development of bilateral relations since the establishment of diplomatic ties, emphasizing the role of President Ilham Aliyev's visits to China, his meetings with President Xi Jinping, and the excellent personal relationship between the leaders of the two countries in strengthening bilateral bonds. Describing Azerbaijan as a very important partner for China, Yang Wanmin noted that his country attaches great importance to cooperation with Azerbaijan. He noted that Azerbaijan was one of the first countries to support the One Belt, One Road initiative, expressing confidence that the Trans-Caspian Corridor would contribute to the realization of this initiative, including the development of the entire transportation hub of Azerbaijan. Yang Wanmin underlined that his country would always support the respect shown to Azerbaijan's sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity, expressing confidence in enduring mutual trust between the two countries. He acknowledged China's support for Azerbaijan in organizing COP29 and expressed confidence that this event would be successful under President Ilham Aliyev's leadership. Yang Wanmin, highlighting the national leader's role in developing the relationship between China and Azerbaijan, stated, "When we talk about China-Azerbaijan relation, we must acknowledge the contributions of your father, Heydar Aliyev. The Chinese people remember well, shortly after his election as president in 1994, Heydar Aliyev visited China and along with the Chinese leadership of the time, laid a strong foundation for the relations between our nations. Heydar Aliyev also visited a Chinese village and interacted with ordinary people, an event that has remained in the memories of the Chinese people. Today, by continuing your father's policy, you have visited China 6 times. The Chinese people hold you in high respect." He highlighted the successful cooperation with the Heydar Aliyev Foundation, noting that in 2023, the 100th anniversary of the national leader was celebrated with great enthusiasm in Beijing. Yang Wanmin, mentioning that his visit to Azerbaijan was at the invitation of the Heydar Aliyev Foundation, underscored that the foundation is a trusted institution with which China has a strong partnership. He pointed out that many joint projects, particularly related to expansion of ties among youth, have been implemented in collaboration with the Heydar Aliyev Foundation over the years. Wanmin expresses confidence that the partnership with the foundation would grow stronger and that the scope of cooperation would expand. He also indicated their readiness to contribute to the development of humanitarian, tourism use fields, and inter-regional cooperation. Wanmin touched upon the connections with the Shanghai Cooperation Organizations, highlighting the importance of Azerbaijan's status as a dialogue partner in the organization, expressing gratitude for the kind words The head of state emphasized that his meetings with the President of the People's Republic of China have given a strong impetus to development of bilateral relations. President Ilham Aliyev fondly recalled his most recent meeting with Xi Jinping, noting that during the meeting they discussed many important issues and reaffirmed the prospects for cooperation. The head of state highlighted that the national leader Heydar Aliyev had a strong belief in the potential for growth and a bright future for Azerbaijan-China relations and invested great efforts to achieve it. The president of Azerbaijan noted that the national leader's first official visit to China in 1994 laid the groundwork for the relationship. As someone who continues the national leader's policy across all sectors, the head of state emphasized his commitment to furthering Azerbaijan-China relations. He noted that through combined efforts, relations in political, economic and other fields will continue to successfully develop within the framework of solid cooperation. President Ilham Aliyev noted that the close cooperation between the association led by Yang Wenming and the Heydar Aliyev Foundation has significantly contributed to the development of Azerbaijan-China relations. The head of state noted that Azerbaijan fully supports the One Belt, One Road initiative introduced by Xi Jinping. By establishing comprehensive transportation infrastructure within its territory, Azerbaijan spares no effort in realizing this project through its contacts with neighboring countries. The head of state received Datuk Mutang Tagal, President of the Senate of the Malaysian Parliament. Touching on Malaysia's support for Azerbaijan in the international arena, President Ilham Aliyev highly appreciated Malaysia's consistent support during the period of occupation of Azerbaijani lands and after the liberation of these territories, as well as during the restoration of Azerbaijan's sovereignty and territorial integrity, which he described as a historical achievement for the country. The President of Azerbaijan provided information about the destruction of religious and historical monuments during the occupation of Azerbaijani lands by Armenians. Noting the importance of Datuk Mutang Tagal's visit to Azerbaijan in terms of expanding bilateral ties, including the development of interparliamentary cooperation, the head of state said that this visit created a good opportunity to discuss the prospects for bilateral relations. Datuk Mutang Tagal first conveyed the greetings of His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim, King of Malaysia, to President Ilham Aliyev, along with his congratulations on the president's re-election. President Ilham Aliyev expresses appreciation for the greetings and congratulations, asking Datuk Mutang Tagal to convey his own regards to the King of Malaysia. The meeting highlighted that during Azerbaijan's chairmanship of the Non-Aligned Movement, both countries actively worked together to strengthen the movement. They also noted with satisfaction that Azerbaijan and Malaysia have close cooperation within the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The sides noted that despite the geographical distance between the two countries, the strong political ties between Azerbaijan and Malaysia have created favorable opportunities for investment, trade and business cooperation. The meeting also covered potential areas of cooperation within COP29. President Ilham Aliyev received Sahibzada Sultan Ahmad Ali, Chairman of Muslim Institute of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan and Prime Minister of Junagadh State.
During the meeting, the sides highlighted the importance of the upcoming World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue in Baku, noting that this event contributes to establishing connections among representatives of various cultures. Touching on Azerbaijan-Pakistan relations, both sides hailed the successful development of friendship and brotherhood between the two countries across all areas. The significance of Azerbaijan's and Pakistan's consistent support for each other on various issues was also emphasized. The sides noted that great leader Heydar Aliyev's visit to Pakistan laid the foundation for relations between the two countries, adding that high-level reciprocal visits and meetings contributed to strengthening bilateral bonds.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints of the United States of America, including David Bednar, a member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, Jack Gerard, a member of the Quorum of the 70, as well as Miles Hansen, President of the Sterling Foundation, and Edward Rowe, CEO of the Sterling Foundation.
During the meeting, the importance of the upcoming World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue in Baku was discussed with confidence, expressed that this event would contribute to the expansion of intercultural dialogue on an international scale. The participation of many distinguished guests from various countries in the forum was seen as a sign of the strong international interest in the event. During the meeting, the sides also touched on Azerbaijan's contributions to intercultural and interreligious dialogue. It was acknowledged with satisfaction that historically representatives from different cultures and religions in Azerbaijan have lived together peacefully as a united family.
The opening ceremony of the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue on the topic Dialogue for Peace and Global Security, Cooperation and Interconnectivity was held at Baku Convention Center on May 1st.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, welcome to Azerbaijan.
Addressing the forum, the head of state said that representatives from more than 100 countries were participating in the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue. This truly demonstrates that the forum was a very important international platform for discussing issues related to intercultural dialogue, stressed the head of state. The head of state noted that Azerbaijan has been a crossroads of cultures for centuries. He highlighted that Azerbaijan is a society known for its multiculturalism and significant ethnic diversity, upheld key values such as tolerance, mutual respect, friendship, and partnership over the centuries. In Azerbaijan, representatives from various ethnic groups and religions live together like a family. They are valued citizens of Azerbaijan and genuine patriots of our state and statehood. We must strengthen these positive tendencies, cultural dialogue, and cultural diversity. All of this is a treasure that has come down through the centuries, emphasized the head of state, and added that cultural dialogue and cultural diversity were one of the factors of peace, stability, and solidarity in Azerbaijani society. The intercultural dialogue in Azerbaijan has always been positive, underlined President Ilham Aliyev, and added that we demonstrate it in our daily lives. For the citizens of Azerbaijan, multiculturalism is not an abstract concept, but a way of life, accentuated President Ilham Aliyev. We are strongly committed to multilateralism and have promoted the values of multilateralism during our 4-year chairmanship in the non-aligned movement from 2019 until the beginning of this year, said President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev, and underlined that during his chairmanship, Azerbaijan undertook important steps to institutionalize this global movement, and recalled that based on our initiative, the parliamentary network, the youth and women platforms had been created. Today, in the 21st century, we cannot afford to allow some big European countries to continue colonizing other peoples. This is absolutely unacceptable. When we raise our voice nationally and previously as the chair of NAM, it is not because we're acting against any country. It is just because we defend justice and international law, stated the head of state, and added that the world should not turn a blind eye to this disgusting practice of neocolonialism, which is leading to forceful assimilation. Forceful assimilation of more than 10 French overseas territories is absolutely unacceptable and must be stopped. By unanimous decision, Azerbaijan was elected as a host country of COP29, and we see our role in building bridges, underlined the head of state, and recalled that Azerbaijan's history, geography, and interaction with European institutions, and at the same time being geographically located between West and East, enable it to do it a lot. I think that for successful development of issues related to climate change, we need not only finance. Finance will be, by the way, the main topic of COP29, but also solidarity and mutual trust, saying that Azerbaijan ensured peace by war and that this should be thoroughly examined. The head of state went on to say that all the major international organizations adopted resolutions and decisions demanding the withdrawal of Armenian forces. Those who adopted those resolutions did not do anything in order to implement them. So we had to achieve peace through war. What we did in 2020, 44-day patriotic war, allowed us to liberate the largest part of the territories. Last September, we completely restored our territorial integrity and sovereignty. The head of state also dwelt on a post-conflict situation. In this post-conflict situation, once again, it was Azerbaijan that behaved proactively. It was Azerbaijan that offered Armenia to start negotiations on a peace agreement. It was Azerbaijan that elaborated basic principles and even drafted the peace agreement. Although we fully restored territorial integrity and sovereignty last September and became a subject of unjustified political attacks from Armenia and so-called guarantors, we made a proposal for peace. Now we are seeing positive trends on the peace track, the head of state added. The border delimitation has actually started. It's not just delimitation but demarcation. It is currently underway. It's happening now. This was achieved by the two countries without any mediation. This once again demonstrates that we don't need mediators, especially those who pursue their own goals and those who don't want to help but rather want to penetrate in our regions for their personal, political and economic interests. They want to once again pour oil onto the fire, said President Ilham Aliyev. We will not allow that to happen in the South Caucasus. After 30 years of confrontation, Armenia also clearly understands that we need peace in the South Caucasus. The peace in the South Caucasus can only be achieved through normalization between Azerbaijan and Armenia, the head of state added. President Ilham Aliyev received a delegation of Muslim religious leaders from member and observer countries of the Organization of Turkic States.
During the meeting, the significance of the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue was highlighted, underscoring its substantial contribution to strengthening relations among peoples and representatives of various religions. President İlham Aliyev held the successful development of friendly and brotherly relations among Turkic-speaking states. He also emphasized the importance of collaboration among religious leaders of these countries, noting that this cooperation contributes to cementing ties among the nations and peoples. Touching on the importance of the delegations with the two Azerbaijan's liberated territories, the head of state expressed that this trip would provide a good opportunity for the religious leaders to closely familiarize themselves with ongoing processes in those areas. President İlham Aliyev described the opening of secondary school number 1 named after Mirza Ulugh and Fizuli during the state visit of President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev to Azerbaijan, the inauguration of the Kurmangazi Children's Creativity Center in the city of Fizuli during the state visit of President of Kazakhstan Kassym-Jomart Tokayev to Azerbaijan, and the laying of the foundation stone for a secondary school in the village of Khidrli in Dagdam district during the state visit of President of the Kyrgyz Republic Sadir Japarov to Azerbaijan as manifestations of the friendly and brotherly relations. The head of state also fondly recalled the official visit of President Ersin Tatar of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus to Azerbaijan. The chairman of the Muslim Board of Uzbekistan, Nuruddin Kholiknazarov, conveyed greetings from Uzbekistan's President Shavkat Mirziyoyev, while the President of Religious Affairs of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, Ahmet Unsal, conveyed greetings from the President of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, Ersin Tatar, to President İlham Aliyev. President İlham Aliyev expressed his gratitude for the greetings and asked them to convey his greetings to Shavkat Mirziyoyev and Ersin Tatar. The religious leaders expressed their gratitude for the hospitality they received in Azerbaijan and underscored the significance of the forum, saying that Azerbaijani leaders' insightful speech made a profound impression on them. President İlham Aliyev noted that during the occupation, the Armenians had destroyed many of Azerbaijan's historical and religious monuments, adding that construction of new mosques and restoration of those destroyed are in progress as part of large-scale reconstruction projects in the liberated territories. Chairman of the Kyrgyz Muslims Office, Sheikhul Islam Allah Shukür Pashazadeh, thanked President İlham Aliyev for the state's support in ensuring religious freedoms and preserving Islamic values in Azerbaijan. He also highlighted the work of the Heydar Aliyev Foundation in preserving religious and cultural wealth. The chairman of the Kyrgyz Muslims Office also paid tribute to the exceptional contributions of national leader Heydar Aliyev in preserving religious values in Azerbaijan.
President İlham Aliyev received a delegation of muftis of the North Caucasus region of the Russian Federation, led by Mufti of the Karachaevo-Cherkessian Republic of the Russian Federation, Ismail Berdiyev.
В ходе беседы была затронута важность 6-го Всемирного форума по межкультурному диалогу, отмечена роль этого мероприятия в налаживании межкультурных и межрелигиозных связей. На встрече было подчеркнуто, что связи Азербайджана с различными регионами России, в том числе с Северокавказским регионом, с которым наша страна связана историческими культурными корнями, способствует развитию Азербайджано-российских двусторонних дружественных отношений в целом. С удовлетворением говорилось о предыдущих встречах главы нашего государства с делегацией муфтиев Северокавказского региона Российской Федерации. Было отмечено, что отношения между религиозными лидерами Азербайджана и Северокавказского региона России служат делу укрепления отношений между нашими народами.
President İlham Aliyev received Berel Lazar, Chief Rabbi of Russia.
During the meeting, the sides emphasized the importance of the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue and expanding international cooperation, noting that this event will significantly contribute to strengthening interface in intercultural dialogue on a global scale. During the conversation, the sides highlighted the tolerant environment prevailing in Azerbaijan and commended the fact that representatives of all religions and nations live together as a unified family.
The head of our state received Zuhair Al-Harti, Secretary General of the International Dialogue Center, QSC-ed.
During the meeting, the head of state noted that the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue saw the participation of representatives from over 110 countries, serving to promote the global peace agenda and foster dialogue and bridge building. President Ilham mentioned that although the forum faced some delays due to the COVID, its activities have been fully resumed and will continue regularly. The Secretary General of QSC-ed expressed gratitude to President Ilham for the excellent organization of the forum and underlined that President's opening speech delivered crucial messages to the world. He noted that Azerbaijan has always been a center of harmony among different religions and said he collaborates closely with his counterparts in the country. The Secretary General provided information about QSC-ed implemented projects, adding that the organization would continue to work closely with Azerbaijan on various projects. He also added that QSC-ed closely backs the topics on the forum's agenda. The head of state pointed out that Azerbaijan places significant importance on multilateralism, particularly multilateral diplomacy, and noted the country's chairmanship of the non-aligned movement. President Ilham Aliyev added that Azerbaijan had supported more than 80 countries during the COVID pandemic. The conversation also included discussions on collaboration between QSC-ed and various Azerbaijani institutions across different areas.
President Ilham Aliyev received Mohsen Ali Akbar al-Mandalawi, Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Iraq. During the meeting, the sides emphasized the importance of the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue, noting that this event, attended by numerous influential guests from various countries, contributed to international cooperation. Acknowledging the rich historical relations between Azerbaijan and Iraq, the head of state described the current stability and tranquility in Iraq as positive. President of Azerbaijan highlighted Iraq's rich history and culture, mentioning successful cooperation between the two countries within international organizations. President Ilham Aliyev noted Iraq's consistent support for Azerbaijan's territorial integrity and sovereignty during the period of Armenian occupation of Azerbaijani lands. Recalling the visits of the Iraqi president to Azerbaijan, both officially and to participate in the summit of the non-aligned movement, the head of state emphasized recent visits by the Azerbaijani delegations led by two ministers to Iraq, where they were received by the Prime Minister of Iraq for detailed discussions aimed at expanding economic and trade relations. The president also touched upon the activities of the Intergovernmental Commission. President Ilham Aliyev pointed out promising prospects for cooperation in the defense industry, energy, investments, and other areas. The head of state noted that the visit of Mohsen Ali Akbar al-Mandalawi to Azerbaijan provided a good opportunity to discuss issues related to bilateral bonds. Expressing gratitude for the reception and hospitality, the Speaker of the Iraqi Parliament said they were pleased to participate in the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue. He conveyed his congratulations on the progress made in normalizing relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia, indicating support for President Ilham Aliyev's efforts in this process and expressing hope for a peace treaty to be signed soon. He acknowledged Azerbaijan's successful chairmanship of the non-aligned movement, emphasizing the country's contributions and initiatives toward institutional development of the movement. Mohsen Ali Akbar al-Mandalawi highlighted the connections between the parliaments of the two countries, noting that the Iraqi parliament supports the development of relations with Azerbaijan in all areas. The speaker mentioned that Iraq is undergoing large-scale reconstruction and invited Azerbaijani companies to contribute to the process. Mohsen Ali Akbar al-Mandalawi said that they would be delighted to host President Ilham Aliyev in Iraq shortly. The head of state said he would be happy to visit Iraq. The Speaker of the Iraqi Parliament also conveyed congratulations on Azerbaijan hosting COP29 and mentioned that they were impressed by Baku's architecture. President Ilham Aliyev thanked the Speaker for his kind words and congratulations, acknowledging that the world-famous Heydar Aliyev Center, an architectural marvel in Baku, was indeed designed by Zaha Hadid, a distinguished figure from Iraq. The meeting also included discussions on other matters of mutual interest. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, received Alexander Zuyev, UN Assistant Secretary General for the Rule of Law and Security Institutions in the Department of Peacekeeping Operations. The meeting underscored the significance of the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue in Baku as a platform for discussing pertinent global issues and exchanging ideas. The participation of numerous prominent delegates from various countries, as well as representatives from the UN and other international organizations, including their various bodies, was viewed as a sign of global interest in the event. The sides noted with satisfaction the effective cooperation between Azerbaijan and the UN, including its various agencies. During the conversation, the sides underlined Azerbaijan's hosting of COP29 and the country's close collaboration with the UN in this context. President Ilham Aliyev received Selvan Charles Hart, Special Advisor to the UN Secretary-General on Climate Action and Just Transition.
Selvan Charles Hart conveyed greetings from UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres to the head of state. President Ilham Aliyev expressed gratitude for the greetings and asked Selvan Charles Hart to extend his regards to Antonio Guterres. The special advisor mentioned that the UN Secretary-General intends to participate in COP29, which will be held in Azerbaijan. The president of Azerbaijan expressed that he would be happy to see the UN Secretary-General at COP29. The head of state emphasized that all necessary and essential tasks are underway according to plan in preparation for COP29. The president underlined that Azerbaijan is engaged in negotiations and consultations with international communities and institutions on substantive issues related to COP29. President Ilham Aliyev stated that Azerbaijan's goal is to strengthen solidarity and collective action among countries on the issue of climate change. All countries around the world, including Azerbaijan, have been exposed to the negative impacts and consequences of climate change. Thus, over the past 7 years, Azerbaijan has experienced drought conditions and the amount of rainfall has significantly decreased. While there has been an increase in rainfall this year, Azerbaijan still faces challenges overall due to the impact of climate change. The president also expressed serious concern over the observed decline in the water level of the Caspian Sea. The head of state noted that Azerbaijan, with its positive example and green agenda, contributes to climate change processes and climate action. Despite being a country that exports oil and gas, Azerbaijan demonstrates a successful development model by reinvesting the revenue from these industries into the country's growth. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized that Azerbaijan has set a green transition as a target, with significant green energy export potential being developed with involvement of international partners. President Ilham Aliyev noted that a new project was recently launched with the joint participation of the Ministries of Energy and Economy of Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. This project aims to transfer renewable energy resources from Central Asia through the Caspian Sea to Azerbaijan and then onward to Europe. Selvan Charles Hart mentioned that the UN family had been mobilized by the Secretary-General to support Azerbaijan in the COP29 process, was a special working group established. He noted the United Nations Development Programme delegation would soon visit Azerbaijan, pointing out that effective management of natural resource revenue and its use for socio-economic development in Azerbaijan sets a successful example. According to him, Azerbaijan's allocation of revenue toward the green energy agenda serves as an important role model. Selvan Charles Hart reiterated the UN's support for Azerbaijan in this process.
President Ilham Aliyev received Konstantin Kosachev, Deputy Speaker of the Federation Council of the Russian Federation, and Leonid Kalashnikov, Chairman of the State Duma Committee on CIS Affairs, Eurasian Integration and Relations with Compatriots.
Konstantin Kosachev conveyed greetings from Valentina Matvienko, Speaker of the Federation Council of the Federal Assembly of the Russian Federation, and Vyacheslav Volodin, Chairman of the State Duma of the Federal Assembly of the Russian Federation, to the Head of State and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva. President Ilham Aliyev expressed gratitude for the greetings and asked Konstantin Kosachev to communicate his regards to Valentina Matvienko and Vyacheslav Volodin. Konstantin Kosachev congratulated the head of state on the excellent organization of the 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue and highlighted the significant international interest in the event. Stressing the importance of President Ilham Aliyev's insightful speech at the forum, Konstantin Kosachev stated that the head of state's views on the restoration of Azerbaijan's territorial integrity, the activities of the non-aligned movement, neocolonialism, and other topics are highly relevant in modern conditions. Konstantin Kosachev underscored that Azerbaijan's significant international standing is a source of joy, and this, in turn, becomes one of the important factors in Azerbaijan-Russia bilateral ties. He noted that President Ilham Aliyev's recent visit to Moscow was very successful. Konstantin Kosachev said that Azerbaijan has achieved great success in economic, social, and other areas, and every time they visit Baku, they witness the significant development processes taking place in the capital. The head of state expressed satisfaction with Russia's high-level delegation's representation as a 6th World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue, which has become one of the important platforms in international dialogue. Touching upon his recent visit to Moscow, President Ilham Aliyev emphasized that the trip was very fruitful and demonstrated once again the strategic nature of the allied relationship between the two countries. The head of state highlighted a joint meeting in Moscow with railway veterans and workers together with President Vladimir Putin, commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Baikal-Amur main line. President İlham Əliyev hailed the fact that national leader Heydar Aliyev's exceptional role in the implementation of the Baikal-Amur main line during his tenure in the leadership of the USSR, despite various technical, bureaucratic, and natural obstacles, and even opposition from some groups during the Soviet era, was commended during the Moscow meeting. President İlham Əliyev underlined that Azerbaijan and Russia, as neighboring nations, support and respect each other, working in a spirit of close cooperation to resolve both bilateral and multilateral issues. The president noted that Russia plays an important role in ensuring security not only in the region but also on a broader scale. President İlham Əliyev emphasized that bilateral relations are steadily progressing and considered this a significant factor in regional development in the South Caucasus and beyond. The head of state noted that during Azerbaijan's 4-year chairmanship of the non-aligned movement and now during the troika of chairmanship, the country came forward with many important initiatives focusing on important issues, particularly neocolonialism. President İlham Əliyev stated Azerbaijan organized events both within the country and abroad on this topic and would continue to expose crimes and double standards committed by neocolonialists against other countries and peoples in the past and present. The meeting expressed satisfaction with the comprehensive development of cooperation between the legislative bodies of the two countries. They emphasized the importance of the exhibition held in the Russian State Duma building last year with the participation of Chairman Vyacheslav Volodin to commemorate the 100th anniversary of national leader Heydar Aliyev. The satisfaction was expressed with the growing tourism cooperation between Azerbaijan and Russia, noting an increase in the number of Russian tourists visiting Azerbaijan. The increased frequency of flights between the cities of the two countries was seen as a positive factor. The president noted that the restoration of pre-COVID tourism numbers and indicators is becoming a reality. The conversation also touched on humanitarian cooperation between Azerbaijan and Russia, emphasizing the support for the Russian language in Azerbaijan and its continued teaching in schools. The meeting also discussed the prospects for the development of the North-South transport corridor.
The head of state received Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman Al Saud, Minister of Energy of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
During the meeting, the sides praised the successful development of friendly relations between Azerbaijan and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia across various areas, particularly in the energy sector. The sides emphasized the importance of cooperation between the two countries within OPEC+. The parties highlighted the successful collaboration in Azerbaijan between the country and Aqua Power, a leading company from Saudi Arabia in the field of renewable energy, noting the promising potential in this area. They also touched upon the importance of Azerbaijan hosting COP29.
That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.